Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima 9 Ascension. In our last video, the Avatar set forth on his journey toward Dungeon Despise, and was immediately waylaid by distractions. Of course. Now, as lovely as Britannia is at night, it is a bit dark, and since the Avatar is going to be spending most of this video outside, maybe it would be a good idea to sleep until morning so he can have his adventures under the sun? I think so. Let's magically appear back in Castle British so we can make that happen. And here we are. Rest well, Avatar, while we watch through your doorway there for the sun coming up, which somehow we're able to see. And he's got those last couple of hit points back. Now's a good time to get up. Back to it. All right. So when the Avatar met Sarah, the keeper of the Shrine of Compassion, she advised the Avatar to seek the counsel of said shrine, and that it was off in this direction. So that's what the Avatar is going to go do right now.
Avatar, it is I, Shamino. I'm glad to see that you have returned to Britannia. I fear that I will need your help to do the same.
Shamino, where are you?
I've been trapped in the spirit realm. Until I'm able to return to Britannia in physical form, I have to speak to you through these stones of spirituality. You will find them throughout the land. Speaking to you in this manner is very draining, so I'll be brief. A great deal has happened since you were last here. You're probably aware of the columns that have appeared. When they first came out of the ground, I felt that there was something very sinister about them, so I undertook a spiritual quest to learn more. I learned that a magical force of great power deliberately created the columns. There are 8 columns, Avatar, and they are twisting the 8 sacred virtues. They have turned compassion into hatred, justice into injustice, and so on. The people of the cities that represent the virtues have been corrupted by the column's influence. It's not their fault, Avatar. They're still good people. They just need your help to restore their ways. I must leave now, my friend. The tether that binds me to this world grows threadbare. There is more that I need to tell you, but it must wait.
Shamino, wait! I need to ask you some questions.
We'll talk again, Avatar. Farewell.
Well, the Avatar has just found one of his old companions, Shamino. Let's see what he scribbled about that in his journal real quick. Day 5. I have found my old friend Shamino, but he is trapped in the spirit realm and can only speak to me through stones of spirituality. Shamino told me he took a spiritual quest to investigate the columns. He found that they were created deliberately by a vast force, twisting the virtues and the minds of the citizens to make them believe they are being virtuous while actually upholding the opposite of the virtues. He says it's not their fault, but that they are all being manipulated. Yes, some pretty hefty exposition there by Shamino. Shamino is a ranger, so he is aligned with the virtue of spirituality, which would make sense given his being trapped in the spirit realm while on a spiritual quest and only having the ability to speak to the Avatar through stones of spirituality, which are these, I suppose. I'd like to know how he made the trip back to Britannia from Serpent Isle. But spoiler alert, we're never going to find out. Yeah. Okay, well, hopefully we'll hear from Shamino again soon. Shamino is the alter ego, or one of the alter egos, of Richard Garriott from his time in the Society for Creative Anachronism. In this cave, we've got some leather gauntlets, a straw mat, how very nice, leather cap, and some sulfurous ash strewn about in the garbage. Well, we'll take the ash. I am actually going to leave the leather gear because it just takes up an inventory slot and isn't worth very much money. We'll head left in a moment. Over here, we can see that small pond from earlier. Off over there is the lighthouse. And so we came along that path, and I was looking over here going, do I need to go over there? What's going on? Well, now we know. And things suddenly just got very gloomy and rainy, and lightning is striking really, really, really close. Well, maybe not the best idea the Avatar has ever had, but let's press on. Oh. Well. Another yellow potion, always welcome. In this small pool, we can see quite a few coins, actually, but I'm not going to go diving for dollars. We can do better than that. And before we interact with what looks to be a ruined shrine, I would say, what's over here? Ooh. Another binding circle with a scroll of light and some more sulfurous ash. We have a nice view over here. I mean, it's water, and the rain has stopped. That's good. I wonder if it starts up as soon as we head back this way to dampen the mood, quite literally. Yes, oh gosh. Okay, well, hopefully the Avatar does not get electrocuted at this point. That would be a rather unceremonious end to the game. And we have this broken altar here. Let's see if we can interact with it.
Speak now the mantra of compassion.
And the Avatar hears a voice. Well, we learned from Sarah, and honestly the Avatar should just know by heart at this point, but the mantra of compassion is Mu.
Who unlocks my mystery? Ah, son of sons, the Avatar. You have come to arrest the growth of the Guardian's columns that emerged from the 8 dungeons. Gather you 2 important tools. Inside each dungeon is a Glyph of Corruption, formerly a Rune of Virtue, but altered through evil magic. Find this glyph and couple it with the Sigil, which embodies the virtues. The Sigil of Compassion is the sacred heart of compassion and resides with Britain's mayor. Finally, place these items upon the altar in the center of the shrine and utter the sacred mantra. These 2 keys will allow the unknotting of corruption.
Well, those are very, very clear instructions, and it corroborates what Sarah said she saw in her vision of the rune being twisted into a glyph in the dungeon. So yes, we no longer have runes of virtue, we have glyphs of corruption, and we've got to fix them by following the directions we were just given. Let's read about that real quick. The Shrine of Compassion directed me to find 2 things, the glyph and the sigil. It said that inside each dungeon is a glyph of corruption, And for every virtue, there is a sigil which embodies that virtue. The Sigil of Compassion is the heart of compassion, and resides with Britain's mayor. I need to place the glyph and the sigil on the altar in the center of the shrine, then speak the mantra to cleanse the shrine. Well, that is pretty clear. So the Avatar now knows what he must do, which is not jump off a cliff. Nothing over there. Well, that was definitely time well spent. That was a good little detour to take before entering the dungeon. What's over here? I see a structure. Okay, I see what's left of a structure. Well, head on in there, Avatar. Oh boy. Another dead horse. I feel kind of like we're beating a dead horse here, you know? Alright, I know it wasn't funny. You can pretend it was, though, if it makes you feel better. I have a burnt scroll here and not really anything else of interest. We have a grave. Alas, for Torsten, it is the end. Would that I had been his friend. Well, somebody buried him. And a rodent of unusual size. A noisy one. A dead one. We could explore the coast, but I think we're getting a little off track. So let's head back. Yeah, the landscape of Britannia has changed pretty drastically. I'm sure we'll experience more of that as the Avatar continues to explore. Anything up here? Just some curious standing stones. And there's a tree stump. And there's a rat. In fact, that's where we came in. So... Alright. Where are you? Where'd you go? Hi there. Well, I guess, can't win them all. Oh, someone had dropped a, short sword. Must have been one of those thugs that one rat killed way back when we first got here. We'll just leave it. It is not of interest. Oh, good. An orc. Or a goblin. Since they all use the same model. Well, it's dead. 25 coins for that. We took a little damage, but it's okay. So what do we have here? Well, there's stuff moving in the distance there. Check this out. Well, right after the combat, of course. I feel like the Avatar should be able to just kind of run up to them and kick them at this point. And just, oh, I've been killed by virtue. Yeah, there's Britain's east wall. Britannia's just not very big anymore. And we have a lovely little swamp area here. That's Castle British. You might have seen it out of the corner of your eye. If you look right now to the far upper right-hand corner of the screen, you know what? Yeah. That's Castle British. Britannia is teeny tiny. It had to be scaled down severely to get the game out the door. Well, we had a nice little jog around the bog. Yeah, I see you. And I hear you. You're just gonna keep doing that till I take care of you. Ooh! You see that off in the distance there? You had to be the noisiest darn rat. Wow! Oh, now that one's competing for the title, it seems. Fine. Hush. Hush. Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Ooh, do you hear that? It warbles. That is a pretty massive column there. That is intimidating. Okay. Well, the noise should have stopped. What? Another one? No, we're going back over here because there was other stuff to see, like this person. Okay, combat music, you're done. Okay, here we are. It doesn't look like there's anything interesting right here. But yes, if we had been following the path instead of goofing off, we would have come up on this house with a farm and a rat. Where is it? Where is it? I see you. I see you. Yeah. I find you offensive. Okay. Stones just started playing. That is significant. Avatar's gonna be all civilized and open the gate now. He's done jumping all over everything and... Aha! Actually, you know what? He's gonna steal these arrows. Always. Avatar tax. I'll have these. Nothing in the barrels, though. What a shame. Stones really is a very, very nice song. Anybody home? Well, who are you?
It is so good to see you. Oh, I wish that Iolo were here. I hope all is well with you.
Yeah, that is Gwenno. Iolo's wife. Her hair color has changed again. They just can't decide what it is supposed to look like from game to game. That's a pretty strange and subdued greeting from Gwenno to the Avatar, considering what they've been through with each other most recently. The last time the Avatar saw Gwenno was back on Serpent Isle in Ultima 7 Part 2. Just before the beginning of Ultima 7 Part 1, Gwenno got on a ship with some folks from the Fellowship, and this is before the Fellowship really started to flex its muscles for the Guardian and start messing up Britannia really badly. So she didn't know. But she got on a ship with these folks from the Fellowship and sailed between the Serpent Pillars to go to Serpent Isle. They had some trouble with the teleport storms, much like the Avatar and his crew did, and eventually made landfall near the city of Fawn. Shortly after that, she took her leave and began to explore the island and learn about the ancient Ophidian culture. She also journeyed to the frozen north and met the Gwani, who are abominable snowmen or yetis or whatever you'd like to call them, except they're actually quite nice. They're not savage, they're pacifists. And she got really close with them, and they really appreciated having her around. Unfortunately, during one of her further explorations of the ancient Ophidian ruins, she came across the Bane of Wantonness, one of the 3 leftover sentient components of the Chaos Serpent, such as it was. And it possessed her. This is not great. She ended up slaughtering a bunch of trappers who had been hunting the Guani for their furs. So, on the one hand, you don't really feel too bad about that. I mean, that's actually kind of like, all right, go Bane of Chaos. Good for you. But as one might imagine, the trappers didn't take too kindly to this, and they killed the possessed Gwenno, and by extension released the Bane again. The Guani recovered her now not possessed corpse and gave her a ceremonial burial according to their traditions, which meant that by the time the Avatar and Iolo found her, she was entombed in a block of ice. So after freeing her corpse and resurrecting her and then curing her madness, because once you've been affected by a Bane of Chaos, you go quite mad, even once it's gone. They cured her madness with water from one of the shrines of order. And later on she was able to join the party. So the last time these two would have seen each other was when the Avatar went through the Wall of Lights at the end of Ultima 7 Part 2 to go hang out with the 3 serpents in the Ethereal Void. Kind of a big deal. But here we are, just pretending that that didn't happen and that we didn't have an amazing adventure on Serpent Isle, and that, the most important thing now is apparently, I guess, people getting sent to pause. It's also a little strange that we're finding their cabin here on the outskirts of Britain as opposed to on the outskirts of instead of on the outskirts of U, where it has traditionally been in previous games. I guess that they're here because this is the city of Compassion, and Iolo is a bard, not a druid. Bards are associated with compassion. Druids are associated with justice. So anyway, all that aside, where's Iolo?
Where is Iolo?
Oh, Avatar, I'm so worried about him. Lord British sent him down to Despise to investigate that column, and he hasn't come back. It's been a very long time now, and I'm worried. I told him that he was too old to be off exploring at all, let alone by himself. But he wouldn't listen to me. Do you think that you could look for him, Avatar?
You could have gone with him. He would have been much better off with your help. But, okay. Well, let's pick her brain for a little bit more information.
What's it like inside Despise these days?
Well, I haven't been down there in ages, but I suspect that it hasn't changed too much. Despise has always been full of unpleasant monsters, but nothing too terrible. You'll run into a few giant spiders and whatnot, but I certainly don't think that you'll find any demons down there.
Yeah, demons would be pretty tough for the Avatar in his current state. He's not exactly the strongest guy around, even though he is supposed to be the Titan of Ether. But those powers seem to have disappeared.
Can you tell me anything about the columns?
I'm afraid that I don't know much about them. I do think that they're evil, though. There's something about them, and it's not good. The fact that it's so near Despise is a clear indication to me that it's malevolent.
Well, Gwenno, I've got bad news for you, but you're pretty close to Despise, too. I mean, you can poke your head out your house and see that column. We just saw it ourselves. But okay. Let's ask her about Britain.
Britain seems to have changed. They're sending the sick people to pause.
Yes, but it's all for the best, really.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, thank you, Gwenno, for the detailed analysis regarding the current events in Britain and Pause. I guess she's afflicted as well. Corrupted. It would make sense given how close she is to that column. Even though she is Gwenno. Well, that's all she has to say about that.
Goodbye, Gwenno.
Goodbye, Avatar.
Let's see what the Avatar has scribbled about their conversation. I spoke with Gwenno, and she seems worried about her husband Iolo. She says Lord British sent him to investigate the column a long time ago, and he hasn't come back. Gwenno seems to think that Despise shouldn't be too dangerous, though she said she hasn't been down there in a while. All right. And sorry, Gwenno, but I think you know what comes next. Ooh, a black potion. Thank you for paying your taxes. What's this over here? Excuse me. What is this? Is this an arrow? It is! The Avatar got another arrow. Well, we're done talking with her for now. We can talk with this creepy guy who's lurking around right outside her house.
Hail and well met.
Well, hi there.
Ah, Avatar! On your way to the Dungeon of Despise?
We can't ask him how he knows we're the Avatar. That's like the Avatar's favorite thing when people call him out. How did you know I'm the Avatar? But, no option to do that here. However, we do get to ask about how he knows we're going to Despise.
How did you know I was going to Despise?
Well, it's just down the road a bit, and you being the Avatar, it just made sense that you be doing a bit of adventuring.
Well, he's not wrong. Something interesting about this fellow. You can't see from this side. You have to kind of watch when he's talking, but he just mentioned adventuring. And do you remember those portraits in the Museum of Britannia? There were 3 of them. One was Lord British, one was Shamino, and one was called the Adventurer. And it sure looked an awful lot like this guy. I don't know why. I don't know of what importance he might be, but see if you can see that too as he speaks.
Do you have any suggestions for what I'll need in Despise?
Make sure you've got some good, sturdy armor and a strong sword. Some healing potions would help, and a bow is always a good idea. You're likely to run into all manner of beasts in that pit. Plus, you know what I always do before going down there. I go and meditate at the shrine for peace and wisdom.
Okay, well, according to his advice, I think the Avatar's pretty well prepared.
How do I find the dungeon?
Follow this path north, and seek the entrance in the mountains to the east. If you pass that infernal column, you've gone too far.
All right. So it was just up there where we were?
Farewell.
And what has the Avatar said about him? I met an adventurer on the road today named Orson, who told me that I could find the entrance to Despise just east of the column. All right, so this is Orson the Adventurer. I don't know what makes him significant enough to have earned a portrait in the Museum of Britannia, but there you have it. So here we are back in this mess with the screaming rats. I'd like to take a little more of a look around here before trying to go into any dungeons. Oh, wow. He just fell right on our sword. Now, do you see this? Human remains, and a cart, and a boulder. Well, that was the small part of the boulder. There's the boulder proper. I think that this is meant to be... Thank you. I think this is meant to be the farm from the game's introductory cinematic. Because the farmer was here, pulling his cart, when things started to shake, and the column sprung from the farm fields, and finally a boulder fell from the top onto the poor farmer, killing him. So, yes, Iolo and Gwenno live right there. You can see, I mean, they could see this from their window, okay? Wait, there's a second floor there. I didn't even see that. Anyway, they can see that from their window. They can see all of this from their window. But 20 years go by, no big deal. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so we're back here. What's this? That's a longbow. That is almost certainly better than our novice bow. Let's find out. Okay, so there's the effectiveness of the novice bow. Oh, wow, there's the effectiveness of the longbow. I think we have a new bow. We'll leave the novice bow here. Y'all can keep that. A book. The Bard's Guide to Counterpoint by Kenneth. A fascinating tome covering the intricacies of melodic counterpoint. I guess the Avatar is not really interested in the details of that right now. And that's okay. Nothing else to read except, what is this? Sheet music, huh? Gwenno's Song by Iolo Fitzowen. Dedicated to my lovely wife, Gwenno. Thank you for all you've done. That's nice. How about this one? Ode to Virtue by Iolo Fitzowen. A classic read covering the life and adventures of the Avatar and his companions. No, there isn't one there. As I said, Iolo is a bard. So it would make sense for him to have a study for him to work on his music. I'd like to see what's up here. Ah, so this you can't see it from here, but I'm almost certain that you can just barely see it, but there's that Ankh tombstone and that ruined building that had the dead horse in it. Just to give you an idea of where we are. And again, how very tiny everything is. So let's go back where we were. And we have a respawn. Alright, bud. You and me. Ooh, look at you surviving and hitting us. Don't appreciate that. But we'll take your money. Well, we were told that the entrance to Despise... Oh, you're not dead. Whoops. Avatar, come on. Oh, Avatar. That's horrible. Well, tell you what, we've got to go back to Castle British anyway because of the full pack situation. But there it is. There's the entrance to Despise. Let's magically make our way back to... Excuse me. Let's make our way back to our bedroom in Castle British right quick. And we're back. So let's unload what we've got here. it's a lot. We've got the Scroll of Levitate. Oh, that was... I missed very badly. Right there. Ah, no. Had to reset its orientation. There we go. And a Scroll of Light. And a fair amount of sulfurous ash. Building these strange modern art sculptures out of reagents. Well, we don't need serpent wine with us right now. Put that there. This is a lot of yellow potion going on. Oops. I love yellow potions, but there's one bag full of them, and there's another bag almost full of them, so I think we'll be okay. And we'll just, we're going to let it spill out. This is going to get crazy anyway. Put the silk in there. I don't think we're going to take these invisibility potions with us. It's just not much need. We'll be selling this gem. And the Avatar may as well get some rest because he took a few hits. So now we'll just wait for the magic "you are full rested" sound. Might end up out there at night again, but that's okay. We're going into a dungeon. I'm not going to jump cut to the entrance of the dungeon because I want to show just how kind of silly this is.
Hello, citizen.
Hi there. Here we are in Castle British.
Greetings, sir.
Hi there. Home of the land's monarch, who's supposed to be on top of everything. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. But if someone were to simply jump in the very shallow river moat surrounding his castle, cross to the other side on the east, and jog for just a few seconds, they would be right here. What? You? Okay, come on. Oh, Avatar, don't get beat up again. He'll survive. But yeah, that's all it takes to reach the big evil column and Dungeon Despise. So you gotta have a little suspension of disbelief there. Here we are, and we will enter Dungeon Despise in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you then.